Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as the title says, I did one equine portrait a day for an entire week, and this is kind of what it ended up looking like. As we hop in and get started, I figured I would kind of tell you my thought process behind doing something like this. So whereas I have, last year I did over 100 9x12s, though I don't have a set goal for this year, I do still love utilizing the practice of these 9x12s, whether it is in one day or 2 days. Granted, for this video and for this week and challenge, it was one equine portrait a day, but on a bigger scale, like as far as how I'm looking at 2026, I am still using these 9x12s as a means of practicing, working out composition, anything that I want to improve, any questions I have that I want to answer, that's what these are for. And setting little challenges of like one a day for a week or one large painting in a week. Another one that's going to come up is going to be a week of painting human portraits, which kind of leads me into exactly what the purpose of this challenge is, and that is to give yourself a time period of like condensed focus and effort exerted. So, for this week, I'm just going to be working on equine portraiture. In kind of a greater sense, it's the idea of underlying structures and shape, which kind of can go across any animal and even humans, but it's this structured and focused practice where, for this week, I am just thinking about one thing. And when I get to the human portrait week, it's going to be just that, where I'm just focusing on human anatomy and human form and human color tones and blah, blah, blah. Same thing, across the board. And so I'm utilizing these focused weeks to just practice that animal, but also on kind of a bigger scale, like color, value, shape, brushwork, all of these things. And I've just found that setting these little challenges is really, really helpful. It keeps me focused. It keeps me, it kind of keeps my mind in the state to be really open to learning. I don't know that that's the best way to say it. It kind of just like sets a standard so that I'm paying extra attention to what I'm doing. And I've just found that it's really helpful. So with that, these are going to be 9x12s. I do have them drawn up. A recent kind of thing that I've been doing is that I do really love the printed out version of the painting. I used to work exclusively off of my iPad, and where that can still be helpful sometimes, I honestly have just found that like having the printed out version next to it has been really, really helpful. If I was to guess why, I would say it maybe it flattens a little bit of the detail and makes value groupings a little more apparent. And so I don't know. There's also, we can look into the fact that it's site size. So because the image is directly the same proportion as the painting, it's really easy for me to like cross-reference and make sure that I'm doing the right proportions and the right values in the right places and all these things. So it's really educational. I found that it's really helpful. And obviously, if I'm working on a big painting, it's really hard to get a printed out version that's site size. So on the big paintings, I use my iPad, but doing the work here with this printed out version next to it makes that much easier. So kind of a new thing that I'm doing, and I honestly really, really enjoy it. I really like having it there. For whatever reason, I look at it so much differently than I do an iPad screen. But yeah, let's keep hopping into it. All right, guys, that is it for this video and for a week of painting equine portraits. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you look forward to the future kind of series that I have. I'm thinking of doing humans, of course, that's my weakness. So definitely gonna do a week of painting people. I don't really know what else I want to do yet. So if you have any recommendations or any things that you want to see, leave those in the comments below. And I can maybe do a week challenge of it. But yeah, help me brainstorm and give me some ideas. Humans is kind of the number one thing that I want to tackle. But beyond that, let me know what you think. And as always, I can't wait to see you in the next one.